What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol OCGN, Ocugen. On the left-hand side, we are looking at the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. Now, looking at the daily, I really kind of like this pattern that's developing here, taking out the trendline tool and drawing in something like this. You can see that that is certainly intact there, and we also have a support trendline, something like this, that is forming a bit of a wedge. If we just get some more history there, you can see how that plays out. The reason I chose this high, and maybe this is something to consider in your own analysis, is because after we've suffered this massive gap down, the chart had a chance to adjust, right? So I like the fact that we can use this as opposed to cherry picking this high up here and then getting some kind of steep thing that goes directly through our price action as such. So carry that forward, do with that what you will. Some targets though on the break here, ideally on a break of a triangle, more symmetrical in nature, you're just looking for a move either to the high or the low of the triangle. That would make technical sense that you revisit an area of critical support or resistance. Now, there are a couple of roadblocks in the way, if you will, from the daily perspective. There's this overhead resistance here at $7.68, as well as the 50 SMA. So on a breakout, look for a, maybe you take some size here on the break, you trim half the position here, and then you hold out on the other half to see if we can get up to that $9 psychological area, as well as prior resistance. Now, note, the earnings are around the corner here, so there could be a wrench thrown in whatever plan I've just sort of outlined for us. So be aware of that. Control your position size and mitigate risk that way instead of nickeling and diming here on a stock that's trading sub $10, right? The other thing I want to point out is, just like we had that overhead resistance here, we have a bit of a support area here around $6.67. Now, to me, it would seem that unless we can break that and get into that support trend line, there really isn't going to be a breakdown. And, the risk reward, just thinking in terms of risk reward, right? There's not a whole lot of meat left on the bone to go short here. So to me, it would make sense to really monitor this particular setup for a long only setup. You have those targets overhead that we've just discussed. I do, not want to ignore, just scrunching this up a bit, that we are kind of in a more, downtrending market here in OCGN with sporadic spurts of volatility that move higher. So, be aware of that. Don't bag hold this thing, but you have some potential targets and areas of interest that I would be watching out for, at least if we get any sort of breakout higher. So if you enjoyed the video or learned anything new through this analysis, let me know down below in the comments section or by simply leaving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out our main channel. And all of that being said, I wish you all a green trading week.